Good morning and welcome to Ride and Shine Cruising Mornings at Greenway Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, right here in Anniston, Alabama, where we are coming to you live every Monday through Friday morning, 7:30 to 8:30. Thank you for tuning in with us. This is our second week of the show, and we are joined by a special guest this morning, Senator Keith Kelly. Welcome.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here this morning.
Well, we're glad to have you. And the general manager here at Greenway CDJR, Ed Pyle. I don't know if y'all have had a chance to meet yet, but Ed, this is Senator Kelly.
Yeah.
Senator Kelly, Ed Pyle.
We bumped into each other a few times.
A few
yeah.
not literally in our Dodges, but we
Yeah.
have bumped into
Do you
otherwise.
drive a Dodge?
I do.
Okay.
Yes.
Do you like it?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The power of a Hemi can't beat it.
Oh, okay. I hear me.
Yeah.
That's a popular vehicle, huh?
Yes, it is.
Do you go fast?
I maintain the speed limit of the laws of the state of Alabama.
Okay. What
Boy,
a
if
great
that wasn't a political answer there,
I love it. Would you ever get to go out on the speedway and actually open it up?
Actually, I have.
Okay.
Been out there several times, and it's a treat. Several times a year, they'll have a charity event out there where you can go and take a few laps. And
Oh.
if you haven't done that before, it's a great
No, I
thing to
never.
do, especially if you've got a good Dodge that'll get out there. You can open it up a little bit. And,
let it go.
yeah, let it go, see what it'll do. It's kind of fun, and then you don't have to worry about a ticket.
Oh, yeah.
That way. So it works out pretty well.
You can maintain whatever speed you want
That's
to.
right.
That's
Yeah.
right.
And that's such a great thing to be able to do, is to give back and have that charity. Is that for Sleep in Heavenly Peace, or they do it for all sorts of different charities?
Well, the Speedway usually will have a couple of different charities throughout the year, and they use that as a fundraiser to help those. And it really works out really good because the Speedway is a huge economic impact on this area. And what it does, it brings awareness to the track, brings awareness to the charity, and it's covered statewide. So it's a good event for people to come out and go to. So.
Yeah, it looks fun. I know we went out and covered Shasta, our 5 p.m. news anchor. She went out and they were doing a charity event. I think that was for Sleep in Heavenly Peace. And she drove around the
Oh,
track.
she did drive it?
I'm
No.
pretty sure she likes to go fast. She has a fast car. So, yeah.
It's pretty interesting if you've never been and done that. You need to do it. And one thing that's cool, if you can get the chance, is to go out and walk around it. Now it's 2.66 miles, so you have to do a little walking, and if you enjoy that sort of thing. But in the corners, the banks are about 33 degrees, and that sounds okay. But try to walk up it.
I was told that even driving up it is a little bit is sketchy a little bit. If you're not going to a certain speed, that you start to come back down a little bit. Is that?
Yeah. When it was originally built, the first year it was built, a lot of the NASCAR drivers protested it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they didn't think the tires would hold up for the speeds that they would do there. And those turns are kind of designed, if they have a wreck, to kind of self-clean. Everything slides down to the bottom.
Oh, yeah.
So I think they have to maintain about 60 miles an hour to even stay up there.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
That's what I was told, because otherwise they said that you slide back down because you're not going fast enough to maintain, being up on the banking.
Yeah, that's right. It's and when you go through there, when you're driving around the track, you feel the G-forces that a lot of times you wouldn't think about. And so you'll sit down well in the seat no matter how good your seatbelts are.
Yeah, that would be fun. It'd be exhilarating, but I think I'd rather be the passenger, though, than the driver. I don't know. Either way.
I just think that'd be interesting no matter how you do it. I mean, because it's not something that you're used to. I mean, you don't do that on the roads. So I mean, that would definitely be something that, and you watch them on the when you're at the race or on TV and stuff like that. And I mean, them guys are going well over 200 miles an hour,
Yep.
and they're bumper to bumper. I mean, so that is crazy. Yeah.
You mentioned about riding with someone else driving. My wife would never ride with me going around it, I'll tell you that. If she did, it would be good for me when I got home, I'll tell you that.
Well, I was kind of thinking more like a professional. I don't know if I'd
okay.
ride with my husband either. Sorry. But it does sound fun, and that's great that Talladega does that to give back to the community organization. So that's so important.
They're a good community partner. They do a lot of things to bring attention to different things around. And they're also a good economic development partner as well. They will host events for companies that are looking at locating this area, manufacturing, those kinds of things. And so they're a good community partner to have. They understand the importance of small business and then the manufacturing and all. So we've got some exciting things coming in the Oxford area too, and some of that is going to be geared toward education in the future, workforce development, things like that. And so that'll really play hand in hand with the Speedway, with the automotive industry as well. Some of the things might include some robotic training, things like that. So a lot of people don't know, but Alabama is the second largest automobile manufacturer in the state.
Oh,
I mean, in the country.
I have no idea.
Yeah, second only to Michigan.
Hyundai, Toyota,
Mercedes too,
Honda,
right?
Mercedes.
We've got quite a few, second only to Michigan, and so that's
crazy.
yeah.
You
That's
would never. I
pretty good
didn't.
thing.
I had no idea of that.
So Alabama's a car state.
Yeah, there you go. Well, we needed to be a car state.
And we're at a car dealership. What do you think about this? We have a talk show every morning, right, from a car dealership.
I don't think it can get any better than that.
How cool is that?
You know, start each day talking about cars. I mean, that's every guy's dream right there. You know? And you know, cars are like most guys when they're young. That's their first love. Sorry, ladies, but
It's okay. We understand.
it's the car, and men never grow up, so that car stays a special part of their life. You know, the ladies take a more prominent role, but.
Hey, ladies don't mind having a guy with a nice car, though.
Well, yeah.
That's always fun. Well, yeah, so we're doing this, and I know Greenway is new to this area, right? I mean, this is, what, a few months now?
Yeah, the new management is,
Yeah.
yes. The dealership's been here for some time, and I'm not sure dates or anything like that, but, you know, yeah, the new management has been here. I think we got in here, I want to say April or May, and then I got here in October. So yeah, we're expanding, and we're really trying to you know, help out and give back, like you're saying, to the community. I know we had the people from Anniston in here on Wednesday. Friday. So Wednesday we had the people from Anniston in here, and he was sitting. The coach from Anniston was telling us how education is really taking a great stride in their areas. So kind of what you're going with Oxford and stuff like that. I mean, I think that they see the important. Everybody in this area is kind of seeing the importance of maybe broadening the horizon of education,
Yes.
Helping out the kids and getting the kids more acclimated for what's coming in the future.
Well, that's true. And one thing that since Greenway has been here, I mean, overwhelmingly supportive of the community, and we appreciate that. Appreciate you coming in and doing that, and not just being supportive. I think one of the things that makes a difference is when a business comes in, is whether they buy into the community. And what I mean is really true and embrace the community and the culture of the local area. And Greenway certainly has done that. We thank you for that. The program I was talking about that Oxford is working on is called a CRATE program. And it'll be located down close to the airport, which is just south of here. And it's the building was formerly Honeywell, but there'll be some specialized workforce development training there. And the name of it is not going to be Oxford. It's going to be, I think, Chocolate. I can't remember whether they've decided a name, but it's going to be more regional. So you'll have young people from about a 40-mile radius that will come in there, and they'll work hand in hand with manufacturers, such as some of the automobile manufacturers, and also some of the support suppliers. So that's one thing that a lot of people don't realize is when you get an automobile manufacturer in an area, you also get a lot of subcontractors and suppliers. And that makes a big difference. A lot of those employees are local. You don't have a tremendous amount of employees coming in from outside the area. So it really gives a boost to the local economy. Helps them have a consistency in jobs, and then these type projects help fund them, and then they also help train the workforce. So when this project gets a little further down the road, it'll probably take about 5 years to get fully implemented, but you're going to have people graduating high school that are going to have really good paying jobs that will be starting out where it took mom and dad 30 years to get. And so if we can have them, they coming out, getting into the workforce, tax-paying citizens involved in the community, I mean, look what that can do to a community.
Well, that's, yeah, keeping it in the community. I mean, how much better would that be? I mean, a lot of people don't have that opportunity to start off with stuff like that and get that kind of training. So I mean, wow, that's I mean, that's got to really be an eye opener for a lot of people who are in this area who has never really had that opportunity to, you know, I mean, like you said, the parents, they didn't have that opportunity, but now the kids do. So I mean, how big is that for them? I mean, that's a great asset for the community.
Well, it's a different mindset. You've got previous generations, and each generation's got a little different dynamic to it, and so you've got to. Some of us of a certain generation and above have a little different maybe ethic and things. So you know that can have a difference of it. So you've got to do something that appeals to each one of those generations.
Sure. And to be able to know that there's opportunities at home where you don't have to leave and have to go find a job somewhere else. You don't have to relocate. You're able to stay at home and find a lucrative job, career.
I think that's important. That's one thing that we want to do is we want to keep our people here and bring others from other areas.
Sure.
So that allows them to stay here, make a good living, and be a good citizen in the community, help the community grow. And the big thing is improve the quality of life.
Yes.
You know, being a state senator in Montgomery, Alabama politics is a little different than the national politics in Washington. But one of the things over the years that I've been able to go all the way around the country and visit a lot of areas. And this is not a political election season for me, so this is not a political statement, but I can honestly say there is not another state that I would rather serve or live than Alabama. And it's because of the culture, our values. We have a great cost of living here. But the thing I think above that is our sense of community and our culture here. We're very strong in our faith in the Southeast and especially in Alabama. We feel very strong about our community schools, and so that's how you build a strong community, because that helps families stay together and helps them prosper as well.
That is so true. When you have that that knowledge that you have that good education for your kids and you have job security, I mean that takes a lot of stress off of a family.
It does. It does make a difference. One of the we passed a package of bills in the Senate last year called Game Changer, and it themed a little bit after football. You know,
imagine that.
You can't get away from that here in our state.
That's right.
And but it was a set of economic incentives that Alabama's been very, very good. You know, we talked about the automotive industry and how we've been successful at bringing auto manufacturers here and suppliers, and part of that is through the economic development plan that we developed, incentives to bring those people here, to bring those manufacturers here. And so we were so successful with that we've had other states to kind of copy us on that, which is a pretty good compliment.
That's flattery right there, isn't it?
It's good until they start getting the people, right?
That's it. So I'm glad you brought that up. So
okay, I want to hear more about that, but unfortunately we have to take a really quick break. So hold that thought, and we'll be right back, and we'll freshen up our coffee with our cups with our Joe Bell coffee, and we'll be right back. You're watching Ride and Shine Cruising Mornings at Greenway CDJR.
Good morning, everyone. Today, temperatures are getting all the way up to a beautiful 65 degrees, and we'll have no chance of rain. And then tomorrow, 66 degrees, and again, no chance of rain. So enjoy this, because on Sunday, we are only getting up to 54 degrees with an 80% chance of showers. I'm Lacey Kluntz with your TV24 weather.
Thank you for coming to Greenway. At Greenway Cluster, we have all the vehicles that you want. We are here part of your family, and we want to make sure that you give us that opportunity under the new management that we have. Yo quisiera que ustedes sepan que aquí en Greenway estamos nosotros dispuestos a hacerlos a ustedes, nuestra familia. Avísenos cuando estén listos y vengan a vernos con todos los vehículos y las necesidades que tengan.
Come visit us today.
At Campers Unlimited, we offer a no-pressure experience, no hidden fees, and great service after the sale, making us one of the fastest-growing RV dealers in the Southeast. With our second location in Oxford, we offer a great selection of over 220 campers from top brands including Grand Design. Our mission is to help friends and family outdoors. At Campers Unlimited, you aren't just a customer, you are family. Check out our inventory at campersunlimited.net or come see us at Gaston or Oxford.
Bama Sheds and Pole Barns, locally and family owned with the best customer service. Custom built to fit your needs with free delivery and setup. Design and price online or stop by and see what we can do for you. Nobody beats our prices and nobody beats our quality. Built in Alabama, made in Alabama. BamaSheds.com.
Thank you for coming to Greenway. At Greenway Classes, we have all the vehicles that you want. We are here part of your family, and we want to make sure that you give us that opportunity under the new management that we have. Yo quisiera que ustedes sepan que aquí en Greenway estamos nosotros dispuestos a hacerlos a ustedes nuestra familia. Avísenos cuando estén listos y vengan a vernos con todos los vehículos y las necesidades que tengan.
Come visit us today.
Welcome back to Ride and Shine Cruising Mornings, right here live from Greenway, Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Anniston, Alabama. Happy Friday, everyone. We are joined by Senator Keith Kelly and General Manager here at the dealership, Ed Pyle. And we were talking before break about Game Changer, and I'd love to hear more about that.
Okay. Well, the Game Changer was passed this past legislative session, which we start our new session next week on Tuesday. So it'll be very chaotic for us for about till the end of May. But Game Changer is a set of economic incentives designed to bring manufacturers and to help us compete on the national stage, luring car manufacturers and their suppliers and things like that. So we've had other states kind of mimic that. So last year we put together a package to help us take that to the next level. Oh. So that's really important. We got those things passed so we can continue to kind of lead in that area and bring manufacturing and larger business back to Alabama, and then expand from that. Mm-hmm. And then one of the things like what I was talking about down in Oxford, one of those things is to bring that workforce, to help the workforce to come in for that, mm-hmm. and for them to be properly trained. So we've got a lot of good things going on here.
I went to a day that was at, I want to say at the Civic Center, it was World of Works. Mm-hmm. And that's all about workforce development. Are you familiar with that program?
I am. I am. I actually attended that. And that is really good. It introduces high school seniors and others to different industries in the area and different businesses in the area that need workers. Mm-hmm. It introduces them to that particular industry, whatever it may be, helps them to learn a little bit more so they can kind of see if that's an area that a field that they may be interested in. It connects them with someone from that industry so that they can learn more if that's something that may fit what they want to do. So it's a fantastic program.
Yeah, it was really neat to see, and to see that there's so many opportunities. I mean, you do have your traditional, going to school or going, to college or going away to university, but we also have lots of workforce that needs help here, and there's things that they can go to local community colleges and get certificates and get training on certain things and stay right here in their community.
That's right. I mean, besides Gaston State Community College and Jacksonville State University, not everybody is looking for that traditional college experience. Mm-hmm. And so that's fine. And for that, we've got something to offer outside of that. So if they're wanting to get out of school and go directly to work, we've got something for them.
Well, and it sounds like that program that you were talking about, you know, where they're going to do, or what was it, Honeybee you said, or the program where they're going to do the training and stuff
Yes,
like that. You know, if their forte is really not school, and they're really not sure about, you know, going to school, instead of jumping in and having that kind of expense, you know, maybe they could find their foot in the door with like what you're saying, some of the manufacturers and stuff like that, to where now they get a job, they get a good paying job coming out of there, and then they don't have, you know, any of the expenses, like, you know, if you wanted to go to school to be a doctor, you know what I mean, or something like that. So, I mean, I think that, you know, it's always the thing that once you get out of high school, well, we got to go to college, or we got to do this, or we got to do that. But that might be something, and if, you know, they find their, you know, say like a mechanic or something like that, they want to be a mechanic, but they want to get the proper training. Well, now, like you're saying, you go back to a community college and you get you a certificate, rather than, you know, going to a college and not really knowing your way.
Well, there's so many people learning different ways, and then with the generations that are coming through now, it's a different they're made up differently than what past generations are. So a lot of these programs are designed to kind of meet them where their interest is. And for a lot of them, they like hands-on learning. And a lot of these programs provide that hands-on learning. And, you know, that's, if you can do something you like and you enjoy, you know, like the old saying is, you'll never work a day in your life. So if you can have a job that you enjoy, a career that you enjoy, it's more than a job. You know, you'll give it your best. You will innovate. You'll think outside the box a little bit and help that business in that area grow. And who knows, may even come up with an invention that'll change the industry.
Yeah, you never know. I mean, that's true. I mean, I think that's an excellent deal. I mean, to where you can go and try different things out and have it right there in front of you, like real world experiences and stuff you can't get some of that stuff in like when you go to college and things of that sort. But if you go there, you find that you don't like this, but maybe you like this, or you see something over there. I mean, there's a lot of different opportunities, and then you can always go back to school and further yourself if you had to.
It's really amazing the opportunities that are out there. I was touring Bishop State down in the south part of the state earlier, lost track of my days now, last week. Been down to shipyards there as well, but some of what they're doing is robotics training there. So literally you come out 18 years old and not an engineering degree, but you're there working these machines that you have to really know what you're doing.
Yeah.
And then when you talk to the students that have been in those programs, I mean, it's like talking to an engineer.
Right.
And one of the things I found very interesting about one of those programs, and it's all about workforce development again, but they had banners hanging up on the wall, and it was professional development. You know, how do you address someone? You know, how do you write a business letter? When you have a meeting, proper protocol, things of that nature. So they're representing whoever they go to work for, or themselves. They represent themselves well, and it teaches them professionalism too. With that comes a pride in what they're doing, and you know, you feel good about what you're doing. You know what you're doing. You know, you're going to do a better job.
Well, you remember what the Anniston coach said the other day. The most important thing for them was discipline.
Yes.
You know, it starts with discipline, and then it works its way up for everything else. Discipline, school, and then in the sports. You know, but if you don't have the discipline, or you don't have, you know, some kind of structure, I mean, that's not the type of people that they're looking for. They don't want people who aren't going to be part of the team, and that kind of, I mean, all this kind of sounds like it's all mirroring one another. And I think, in my opinion, you know, running stores and doing that kind of stuff, I mean, you can see how we've kind of gotten away from that sometimes. People expect things but don't want to work for things. And in this regards, it sounds like it's more of a work for it and gain it. You know, and from what you're saying, I don't want to paraphrase what you're saying, but I mean, that's kind of what it sounds like.
Well, you're spot on. And I think the other thing that it does is you've got to be ready, and you've got to want to be successful at something like that. And so it hits them at something they're interested in. You've got a lot of young people that have grown up playing, instead of outside playing stickball like I did.
Right.
Yeah. They've played computer games and things like that.
I got 4 of them at home to do that. So don't even know they're home.
So they come in and learn to work on robotic machines that are putting cars together or putting something together. And so they learn those robotics, how to manufacture, how to use those, and a lot of that goes back to some of these games. And one of the interesting things about some of the training down there that I saw was it was very much like a video game that they were operating. And so they were learning hands-on.
Yeah, as much
Made it fun
hours
for
as
'em.
those kids put into video games, I'm always like, you need to be doing something constructive, but hey, maybe it's just some training to go on
to go in and do something like
to
that.
do something like
that's-
that.
Well, that's making the training communicate in a way to the student that the student enjoys and wants to be a part of. And so that makes a difference. You know, it's an attitude game changer.
Well, and not only that, but I think that you can see that in certain instances, like that's kind of the thing that we're battling right now, of a reputation that we had before that wasn't very customer friendly. Well, in that regard, it kind of makes sense, because if you're so focused on non-personal interaction rather than having interaction with people, you know, like what you're saying, you know, you go and have, you know, to these training classes where you're going to interact with people, you're going to learn how to talk to people, you're going to learn discipline, you're going to learn, you know, all this other different stuff. You're going to know how to interact with a customer or somebody when you have to talk to them. When you don't, and you sit behind the TV just sitting there playing games all the time and stuff like that, you don't know how to actually handle certain situations that may arise in front of you. And I think that in the last 5-10 years, we've seen that kind of thing really take effect and really hurt certain areas, because you might not feel that you're coming off negatively towards a customer or something like that, and then bam, you make one person mad, and word of mouth carries, and you got the whole community, you know, that doesn't think that the involvement from a store, they really care. And it's really not that, it's just these people that we put in these places, we didn't make sure that they knew how to actually take care of certain things. I mean, I'm just feeding off kind of what you guys are saying. I mean, and it all makes sense. I mean, the discipline and all that kind of stuff, I think that, you know, when I was growing up, I mean, discipline wasn't, well, that ain't the word. I mean, if you knew you didn't want dad to come home and you've been messing with mom all day long.
No.
That is not something you wanted to happen. But I'm not saying that that's what it has to be, but I think there has to be consequences, and people have to understand how they affect other stuff around you, and that just takes away from everything that you're trying to do in a community, like you're saying.
It's a responsibility, I think. I also own a real estate company, Harris McKay Realty, and so that's all about relationships. When you're talking about people's homes or business locations, it's about getting information back and forth. It's about maintaining contact. There's a certain amount of responsibility to get back and to help and provide. And it's much like what you were saying. You know, the first time I walked in here after Greenway took over, it was a total different environment. You know, you came in, you were welcomed, you know, a handshake, it was how you're doing. It wasn't high pressure. It was like, how are you doing today? What can we do to help? And if you've been through a drive-through lately, you know, a lot of times it's like, I will say this.
Came here.
Yeah, there was one that I went through the other day. They took my order at the drive-thru. It was a fast food restaurant. I got to the pay window, and the young lady stuck her hand out for my money. I gave it to her, and then she handed me the order and shut the window. Never said a word.
Yeah.
And so, you know, Alabama, we're kind of Southern hospitality still lives here. But sometimes you got to make a point. So I sat there, and I looked at the window. She opened up the window. She didn't say anything. Neither did I. I just looked at her.
Just waiting.
I just waited.
Did she catch on?
And eventually she said, "What?"
Oh.
And I said, "The customer services, how about leaving your customer with thank you and have a nice day?" And she said, "Thank you and have a nice day," and shut the window. But it's a lot of times you don't realize what makes that business work. If that business don't retain customers, then you go out of business. And you know, I went into business when I was 19, and so I didn't have a choice but to
Make sure you
make
take
sure
care.
people.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so it's about customer service, and that's one thing you do here.
Just going back to what you're saying, you know, word of mouth. I mean, you know, if you wanted to, that experience that you just had, you're going to tell how many people about that because of the way you felt when you got something done. No different here, no different than anywhere else. If you don't make people feel appreciative, no matter how much money you're spending, no matter how many times you come to that place, you're not gonna want to go back to that place because obviously they have somebody in the wrong spot. I mean, you know, younger kids, you know, here, I'm just here to get a paycheck, whatever, this isn't what I'm gonna do for the rest of my life, and that's somebody's business that they are a forefront of, you know, and you're sitting there like, I can't believe this is how somebody's gonna take care of me and I'm giving them money to eat here, you know, I mean, so.
And when you think about going back there again, you might give it a second thought, like,
absolutely.
oh, I don't know, I might go.
Or somebody
Absolutely.
says, what'd you have for lunch? You're gonna be, what's the first thing that's gonna come out of your mouth? You aren't gonna tell them about the food, you're gonna tell them about your experience sitting in the drive-thru and this person not saying nothing to you. I mean, and that's the, and I can't stress that enough, that's the battle that you continually fight throughout, and it's again, I think it all goes back to the training, the discipline, the upbringing, all that kind of stuff has a big difference. I mean, if you're never expected to set expectations with things, I mean, you're gonna face that type of thing, and then it doesn't matter what you're doing. Coffee, it could be, you know, donuts, it could be food. I mean, whatever it is. I mean, if you don't treat somebody the way they feel like that, you're spending money there. You're coming in, and this here in this business is probably the second largest purchase that you're going to make. And if you don't take care of somebody and you just feel obligated, I mean, like they're there and it is what it is. I mean, how does that make somebody feel? And I think that's some of the rub off that we've had since we've been here, is that we're trying to really get people to understand that we do want them to come here. We do care what happens. Always talking to people. I mean, and that's the battle that we've fought the whole time we've been here.
Well, you just keep doing what you're doing and making sure that you put that emphasis on customer service. And we might need to tap into this workforce development as well. These people who are going through training and who want to work and find a career.
Absolutely.
The automotive industry is a great one to do that. Well, with that, we're going to take a quick break and we're going to come back. I want to talk a little bit more about the community and some great things. You know, you talked about the quality of life and things that you can do right here in your backyard. So I want to talk a little bit more about that. So stay right here with us if you don't mind, and you too, stay tuned. We're going to go check in on your area weather with Lacey Clontz, and we'll be right back. You're watching Ride and Shine Cruising Mornings at Greenway Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram.
Good morning, everyone. Today, temperatures are getting all the way up to a beautiful 65 degrees, and we'll have no chance of rain. And then tomorrow, 66 degrees, and again, no chance of rain. So enjoy this, because on Sunday, we are only getting up to 54 degrees with an 80% chance of showers. I'm Lacey Clontz with your TV24 weather.
Thank you for coming to Greenway. At Greenway Chrysler, we have all the vehicles that you want. We are here part of your family, and we want to make sure that you give us that opportunity under the new management that we have. Yo quisiera que ustedes sepan que aquí en Greenway estamos nosotros dispuestos a hacerlos a ustedes nuestra familia. Avísenos cuando estén listos y vengan a vernos con todos los vehículos y las necesidades que tengan.
Come visit us today.
You need strength, resilience, and hope to face life challenges. And I found all three at Gaston State Community College. I'm Jada Pickens, an office administration student at Gaston State's Ayers campus in Anniston. Along with attending classes, I work full-time. Life is very demanding. There's a real sense of support at Gaston State. The faculty and staff care about us as individuals and want us to thrive in the classroom and in life. Thank you, Gaston State, for giving me the wings to fly to new, unexpected heights.
At Campers Unlimited, we offer a no-pressure experience, no hidden fees, and great service after the sale, making us one of the fastest-growing RV dealers in the Southeast. With our second location in Oxford, we offer a great selection of over 220 campers from top brands, including Grand Design. Our mission is to help friends and family spend time together in the great outdoors. At Campers Unlimited, you aren't just a customer, you are family. Check out our inventory at campersunlimited.net or come see us at Gaston or Roxford.
Thank you for coming to Greenway. At Greenway Classes, we have all the vehicles that you want. We are here part of your family, and we want to make sure that you give us that opportunity under the new management that we have. Yo quisiera que ustedes sepan que aquí en Greenway estamos nosotros dispuestos a hacerlos a ustedes nuestra familia. Avísenos cuando estén listos y vengan a vernos con todos los vehículos y las necesidades que tengan.
Come visit us today.
Welcome back to Ride and Shine, Cruising Mornings at Greenway, Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Coming to you live right here from Anniston, Alabama. Thank you for tuning in. We are back and we are joined still with our special guest, Senator Keith Kelly. And Kip Chappell, he just couldn't wait to get on here and visit with us too. Ed had some important work to get to. He's a busy guy on this Friday morning. So, hi, Kip.
How you doing this morning?
I'm great. I'm getting to have a fun conversation and get to learn a lot about some great things that are going on here in this community.
That's right. You know, I want to talk about the car show coming up March the 2nd, and I can't wait. It's going to be a blast, and we've had people calling from everywhere wanting to come here to see the Alabama Wounded Warriors. You know, they're going to be a part of this, and so it's the first time to see them actually out here on the spot doing their thing, and they're going to give out all kind of prizes and stuff for the Wounded Warriors.
Yeah, that's great. We're going to get to raise a lot of money. We would love to invite you to come out. I hear you have a lot of hot rods yourself.
I have a few.
Yeah?
Yeah, I love the car shows. Known Kip for a long time, and whenever he puts on a car show, there's usually a good turnout and a lot of cars. And that I was talking about earlier, where you see guys in their cars. And not just guys, but girls too.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
And so they can tell you about the stroke and the motor and everything else, you know, about all there is to say about it. But it's a good, fun event, and they're always willing to tell you about their cars. They take a lot of pride in them.
Sure.
And some of them get very creative.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's a good way to spend things. It's a family type environment.
It is.
So it's a good thing to make a stop on the day of the show and go through. And sometimes you may think back, you know, you may have a little age on you. I don't call that getting older, I call that getting refined.
Oh, I like
It works
that.
for
I might
wine.
use it. Do you mind? Okay.
No, go right ahead. But, you know, and a lot of people come and remember, that was my first car. You know, and they see one that someone has taken and fixed up. So need to plan to attend if you can.
Yeah, we've got a huge turnout, Kip. How many
Yes.
cars do you expect?
Well, you know, we had a call in a couple of days ago, and it's a lady that does organizations for Jeeps, and so it's going. She said we're looking at maybe 50 or 60 just Jeeps.
Wow.
And that's not along with, you know, cars, because it's the car show is about all makes and models. So it doesn't matter what you have. You know, give me a call, and we can get you into the car show, and just bring it on out and have a good time on March the 2nd.
Wonderful. Now the information is up on the screen right now. You can see how to contact Kip. We'll put that right back up there for you, so you can see how to contact Kip. You can see how to enter. You can see the dates there. There are going to be prizes, like you said. There's going to be a live band here. There's going to be food. It's just going to be a fun day here at Greenway.
I can't wait to see you sing. You
Oh,
know?
yeah, it's my band. Well, the band I'm in, I don't know if it's my band. It's our band. The Steel Broke Band.
Steel Broke
Senator, that's
Band.
what we're called, the Steel Broke Band. We're playing, but somehow we're all still broke. S-T-I-L-L. Oh, yeah. You know,
Well,
but
maybe after that show, the car show, maybe it'll be the Still Lucrative Band. After that.
or the Getting There lucrative band. At least for the day, maybe. But we do have fun, and so, you know, it's a great thing for us to be able to do. We love to perform. We love to come out to the community and get involved and make people dance and smile. And I love it. I love to sing, so I like to share that and put big smiles on people's faces, hopefully.
I love to sing as well, but
Yeah.
I won't share that out of my respect for others. You know.
Well, we've got to get him on this. We're going to start a really fun segment called Test Drive Karaoke.
Yeah.
And we're going to take some test drives in these Greenway vehicles and sing along. So you'll just have to come be a guest. It'll be okay. You can rap if you want to, if that's what you prefer, or yodel or whatever.
Yeah, you looked at me like rap and yodel and put those back to back. You know?
I don't know. I'm thinking.
You know, I give it.
It's early.
That's right. That's right.
It's Friday. Oh, it's Friday. This is
Wow,
our
already
second
gone.
week of this show. So we have gone through 2 weeks of this show now. And it's been a lot of fun.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
You know.
We're gonna have a ping pong tournament right here at the dealership.
Oh, is that
So you
right?
have to come out and check that out when we have that going on. If you're in town. Yeah.
I tell you what, if you haven't ever been to one, I've been to one that has been put on before. That and what's the pickleball? Been to the pickleball, the state tournaments that we've had right here in our community.
Yeah, Kip's involved with the ping pong one.
Yeah. If you play ping pong in your garage, you need to come out and see this ping pong tournament. And one of the amazing things is a lot of times you'll have these young kids, and man, they can hit that ball and make it do all kinds of things that you just couldn't imagine.
Make Forrest Gump proud.
They would. Forrest would like it well, I'll tell you.
We need the best ping pong. Well, you know, we were talking a little bit about quality of life and that staying right here in the community, and that comes with having things to do. And there's a lot of things to do here. I mean, it's a beautiful area. There's lots of great restaurants, and there's a lot of great museums.
Yeah. A lot of times people don't realize that we have 2 world-class museums here. The Anston Museum of Natural History and the Berman Museum. And just recently from the Alabama Senate and House, I brought the Military Affairs Committees in, which it's House of Representatives and senators from around the state. Brought them in to show them the Anston Army Depot and various things we have here to offer in our community. And so we took them to introduce them to the museums. And the Anston Museum of Natural History, for a population of our size, you just won't find anything like that anywhere. And we're very blessed to have that. But then we also have the Berman Museum. And it's there's even things that belong to Hitler there. There's all types of historical things there. They have a vault down there that has thousands of weapons that are back thousands of years old.
Wow.
And all types of military and things like that were captured in World War II. And you would have to go to New York, Los Angeles, some of the larger cities to see what we have right here in this area. And a lot of those folks that serve on that Military Affairs Committee with me are former military officers, have served and retired out of the military as well, and they were absolutely astonished that we had something like that in Alabama. So it's a couple of the great secrets that you have. And so
that we don't want to be a secret anymore.
We don't need to be a secret.
We want people to go out and support that, and so we can continue having those things.
That's
and
right.
Adding to the collection.
Well, and everyone that is here, take the time to go visit it. You will be amazed at what you have in your own backyard that you might not have realized. And it's important to take kids to see both of these as well. You know, we're living in a little bit of a hostile world situation right now, and they need to go, and you can see a bunker from, I think, World War I to where soldiers were actually buried and slept underground.
Wow.
And there's a model of one of those. So you can kind of get an idea of the price that's paid for our freedom. And there's a lot of kids that haven't been exposed to that before. So it's a great educational experience. It's great for school trips as well.
It is, and it's important to know how we got to where we are and the people who made those ultimate sacrifices.
Absolutely.
Very important. And there's some, speaking of World War II, there's some POW paintings, I think at Fort McClellan. Is that where?
There's also a cemetery out there that goes back to prisoners of war from World War II. We have a lot of history here that you wouldn't just normally find anywhere.
Yeah.
And So we've got a really rich community. You take the history there, the things going on out at Chocolaca Park. You've got, we've got Mount Cheehaw right here too. That's right. We talked about the Speedway a little bit, but we've got Mount Cheehaw here. The legislature, we just appropriated about $20 million more to upgrade that up there. And we've got all kinds of nature walks, trails, kayaking. So we're an outdoors area.
Yes, and that brings in so much tourism.
It does.
And tourism is super important for a community success.
It really is. In our state, the Speedway is the second largest to the beach that brings in tourism to our state. And where we live now, you've got Highway 431 that runs north and south. I-20, which is east and west, connects Atlanta and Birmingham. And from here, it's roughly about an hour to either place. Yeah. So, we have the saying is near Atlanta, near Birmingham, near perfect. I
like it.
We have a lot of things here that without a lot of the problems of some of the larger areas. But you can get to those areas and get those things pretty easily. So a lot going on.
Are there two of the tallest peaks? Is that the Cheehaw Mountains? Are they two of the tallest?
There's two. The Cheehaw is the tallest point in Alabama.
Okay.
And then the other one is just right behind us here, actually, up on the mountain here. But Cheehaw Mountain, there's a lot of going back to World War II and during the Roosevelt presidency, some youth camps and youth workers. A lot of those trails were built by some of those. And matter of fact, you've got Camp Mac, which is down in the Montford area. And a lot of the work around there was done by those workers, and that was built trying to rebuild the local areas and communities after World War II.
That's great. Well, stay with us for just a little bit longer if you don't mind. We don't want you going anywhere. We've got you here. We want to keep you for the whole show. I don't know if you knew what you were signing up for, but hey, I don't want you to go anywhere. But we do have to go to a quick break. You're watching Ride and Shine Cruising Mornings at Greenway CDJR, coming to you live right here from Anniston, Alabama. We'll be right back.
Good morning, everyone. Today, temperatures are getting all the way up to a beautiful 65 degrees, and we'll have no chance of rain. And then tomorrow, 66 degrees, and again, no chance of rain. So enjoy this, because on Sunday, we are only getting up to 54 degrees with an 80% chance of showers. I'm Lacey Klotz with your TV24 weather.
Thank you for coming to Greenway. At Greenway Classes, we have all the vehicles that you want. We are here part of your family, and we want to make sure that you give us that opportunity under the new management that we have. Yo quisiera que ustedes sepan que aquí en Greenway estamos nosotros dispuestos a hacerlos a ustedes nuestra familia. Avísenos cuando estén listos y vengan a vernos con todos los vehículos y las necesidades que tengan.
Come visit us today.
At Campers Unlimited, we offer a no-pressure experience, no hidden fees, and great service after the sale, making us one of the fastest-growing RV dealers in the Southeast. With our second location in Oxford, we offer a great selection of over 220 campers from top brands, including Grand Design. Our mission is to help friends and family spend time together in the great outdoors. At Campers Unlimited, you aren't just a customer, you are family. Check out our inventory at campersunlimited.net or come see us at Gaston or Oxford.
You need strength, resilience, and hope to face life challenges. And I found all three at Gaston State Community College. I'm Jada Pickens, an office administration student at Gaston State's Ayers campus in Anniston. Along with attending classes, I work full-time. Life is very demanding. There's a real sense of support at Gaston State. The faculty and staff care about us as individuals and want us to thrive in the classroom and in life. Thank you, Gaston State, for giving me the wings to fly to new, unexpected heights.
Welcome back to Ride and Shine Cruising Mornings at Greenway CDJR, coming to you live right here from this dealership. And we are back with Senator Keith Kelly and our friend with TV24, Kip Chappell, and we're just talking about all kinds of stuff. On the break, we were talking a little bit about athletics and about you were a volunteer coach for A very long time.
About 17 years. Yeah,
That's a very long time.
It's a lot of fun. Teenage boys go through a lot of changes at times and create a lot of challenges. And
Yes, they do. I was telling Senator Kelly I have 2 boys, and so yeah, I'm going through that right now. Almost 14, he will be this month, and then 18-year-old. So
yeah.
yeah,
Challenges.
and sports is very important. They're both involved in athletics, and so it does it gives them like a good sense of direction, and I mean there's all sorts of benefits to that structure.
Yeah. Sports can be a tremendous growth experience, or it can be a nightmare.
Yeah.
You know, but you got to teach discipline, and if you, in my opinion, if you do it right and you do it with the right focus, you're teaching them about working with others, what it's like to not always get your way,
Right.
and if you're successful, you didn't do it by yourself.
Yeah, teamwork.
Teamwork, yeah. And the other thing is when somebody's having a bad day, you need to pick your game up a little bit to help compensate for that, help them along. So there can be a lot of life preparation things that come through sports on top of keeping them physical and healthy. So much of our society now is dealing with computers, and you don't get the physical aspect anymore. And sports does that, competing health-wise, and just so much that goes along with it. And you have to burn off a lot of energy, so maybe they're tired when they get home, and mom and dad they get a little more cooperation out of them, you know.
It does. It's very beneficial. Now, I'm not an athlete, but I'm an artist, and so like my way of doing that in teamwork is through theater, and that's something y'all have here as well. Like in this area is theater, and I think that's a great way to get involved because not everybody has athletic abilities.
Well, I think we each have our own little interest, gifts, and talents, and most people don't know, but the Alabama Shakespeare Festival is now located in Montgomery. Actually started here in Anniston.
Yes.
And so, unfortunately, we had, or fortunately for them, unfortunately for us, a family down there donated a few $1 million to build them a world-class performance hall. And so we lost them here, but it's great down there if you're down that way to go see it. But it was started right here in Anniston at the Anniston High School. And so we've got that type of thing going on. We have some city plays and things, much like they have in Talladega and Etowah counties as well. And so we've got a good bit of the arts that are still good to hear in Jackson.
OPAC, you've got that amazing Performing Arts Center. Wow.
OPAC is phenomenal. It is phenomenal. And you get world-renowned artists that come, and they have just recently started doing, last few years, a worldwide piano competition.
Oh, yeah.
And people come from all over the world to compete in that. And it is something that is really exceptional. And a lot of these young people that come to compete are very, very young. And amazing what they can do with a piano. It's
We
it's
got
really
to
cool.
cover that. Shasta did on our news, and I got to watch that, and it looks amazing. I wished I could have gone, but I was in production for a show then. Sometimes that gets in the way of me getting to go out and explore these things. But we also have the Randy Owen Center at Jacksonville. That should be opening soon. Has it opened yet?
No, they are working on that. We've got some time before completion of that. Randy is a graduate of Jacksonville State, along with his cousins, and so he's played a big part of that. Randy is very true to Alabama and very true to his alma mater at Jacksonville State. And so that is going to be something really special that everyone will need to come out and see. We're going to be very proud of that. And Jackson State also has the theater and the plays that they do up there. But and also with Jacksonville State, you've got coming up this year, and mentioning of the athletics, they went to their first ever bowl game, their first year in the FCS football. And to be there and have a winning record is phenomenal. But to be so successful and to go to a bowl game, that is big. Not only that, they go to the bowl game. I was there, the New Orleans Bowl. and they went into overtime and won the game in overtime. And speaking,
So exciting.
speaking of Randy Owens, he was there as well. He and his wife were there. They're very supportive. And it was just a phenomenal time. A storybook ending. You just couldn't have a better first year than what they had. And so JSU athletics is on the rise. And it's really exciting. The stadium renovation's going on. So we've got a lot of positive things going on here in our community.
Yeah, if somebody says that there's nothing to do, they're just not looking for it, because no matter what your interest is, there is always something to do. If you like to go hiking, if you like to just go walk in a trail, if you like to drive fast, or on the speedway, of course, or like to go sea racing, or whatever your interest is, performing arts, museums, athletics, there's always something going on. There's always something to do right here in your backyard.
It is. We have a lot of high school athletics here as well.
Yes, we get to cover that. We love getting to broadcast those games, and people who may be out of the state or just can't get out of their house to come see a game, they can watch it on our TV24.
Well, y'all did a phenomenal job on the county basketball tournament.
We had so many views, like over 1 million, and that, I have to give a shout out to our awesome production team, Eric Freeman and all of those guys guys and gals who work so hard on doing that. That's teamwork right there.
It is, and the thing is that spawned a lot of our county from one end to the other. And being in the legislature, what I get to hear is from alumni that are not just around the state, but that I see from all over the place and in other states that are former alumni of these various high schools that came from here. We want to retain them here, but they've gone out and did other jobs. But they're watching to see their alma maters go. Yeah. And last year, and y'all were there, and we had honored a couple of former players that when the first one was held, and I won't tempt the year, but one of those that was, I think he was, I can't remember how old, but he was in his 80s. And he was, hard to imagine this, but he was a barber. He was my barber for most of my life. Now, he did a better job than what it looks like right now. I lost my hair later on, but he played at White Plains. And him and another gentleman were honored out there. And it was really cool to watch those guys' faces come back on that court after all those years and be honored. And they've started doing that every year now.
Yeah, that's so important. Well, guys, can you believe an hour has already passed us by? Promise us that you'll come back and be our guest again.
I would be honored.
I know you have a busy upcoming month being in, It's wild. I've gotten to go witness it before, just from a spectator point of view, but wow, that's a lot going on. So best wishes to you on that.
I need that and your prayers.
Yes,
please.
yes.
Courtney, I'd like to say my sponsors, I appreciate Roof Revivers being a sponsor for our car show. Hall of Fame, Heritage, and also the God, God dealership here.
Greenway does a great job.
Yes.
Yes, we'll appreciate it. Yes, and if you're available to come to the car show, please do stop by. And come by anytime and visit. We appreciate your time and all that you do for our state, so thank you.
Thank you.
And we appreciate you for tuning in with us. Make sure to do that every weekday morning, Monday through Friday. Coming to you live right here from Greenway Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, Monday through Friday, 7:30 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. And they are here on Saturdays to assist you as well. So again, thank you so much for tuning in with us. You're watching Ride and Shine Cruising Mornings at Greenway Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Have a wonderful rest of your day and a great weekend.